Hello, I'm Leanne Moore and you're watching ilovelimerick.com, and we are here in the heart of the county at the University Concert Hall, where we have Dana, Niamh, Linda, Charlie and Paul and Mr Eurovision Johnny Logan, all under the one roof. And we're going to try and track them all down now to find out all kinds of everything about being the rock and roll kids of the Irish Eurovision. We are joined now by the wonderful Niamh Kavanagh, who I just love. I always have great banter with Niamh. Niamh, we're here in Limerick City again. You're back. What's it feel like to be back in my hometown?
I love it. I love it. And actually, funny enough, the last time I was in the UCH was for Paul and Charlie's win in '94. How tragic is that? And that's not the last time I was in Limerick, obviously, but it was definitely the last time for the Eurosong, yes. And I have such brilliant memories of that night.
Fantastic. Well, I've obviously seen the show already because I'm a massive Eurovision nerd, but you know, what can people expect from it, Niamh? Like,
oh, it's going to be a fest of singing and dancing and slapping your feet. I mean, it's just every Eurovision song you ever knew, and songs that you didn't realise were Eurovision songs and everything. And the rest of the guys and myself, we just are having great fun doing it.
Now, obviously, it's already written. We know 1993, 2010, you've represented Ireland twice in Eurovision. I mean, I suppose it's always, you know, will there ever be a third?
Not initially planned. I mean, I don't have any plans just right now for next year or anything. But you can never say never. I think, in fairness, what I would love to see is a lot more young people going out, Leanne. I'd like to see, I mean, I know you've been out a couple of times now, but you should go out as yourself, really, I feel, myself. That's just my own person. You know, but that's coming, I'm sure. You know, to be honest with you, I would consider if it was the right song. It's always about the song for me.
If you weren't going to go back as yourself, would you ever think of mentoring that? Because we know that RT do that quite a lot.
It really is all about the song, so it doesn't matter whether it's me singing it or someone else I'm asking to sing. If I can find the right song, then I'm ready to go and I will think of entering. Mentoring for me is really about passing on the flame to someone else, and I wouldn't do it with all my heart unless I really believed in what I was giving them to do, you know.
And do you believe that Ireland can win the Eurovision again? Because I mean, it's always been said, you know, this geographical location thing, that we can't do it again. Do you think we can?
Oh, I think there's always a chance you can win again. It just takes that little bit more effort, maybe a bit more thought. We never know what is going to inspire Europe to do whatever they're going to do. I think it needs to be young, it needs to be fresh, it needs to be something that is about yourself. And you know, the thing about Eurovision is you shouldn't go now and say this is how I'm going to win it. You should go because say this is what I'm going to be proud of, and that's it. And that's all we can do, because at the end of the day there's no guessing what people are going to go for, really. People try and do it every year in every other country, and what Ireland has always been strong about is with great songs and great singers, so I don't see why we should mess with that.
No, fantastic, fantastic. I have to say now, this show, the best of Eurovision, will this have legs in Europe?
Yeah, the Eurovision show has great legs in it, because it is such a celebration about Eurovision by people who really represent it, and it is a unique thing to have so many winners in one country, still kicking and still able to give it a go, you know. And even if you're not a Eurovision fan, you will love this show.
And now I am joined by the very wonderful Paul Harrington. How are you today?
I'm very well, Leanne, very well. I'm delighted to be back in Limerick.
I was just going to say, because this has many memories for you, this exact room.
Absolutely. This is where myself and Charlie McGettigan won the National Song Contest on that stage back in 1994, sometime in probably February or March or something like that. And yeah, so I'm looking for, it's 18 years since I was here.
Do you think that Ireland has what it takes to win the show again, with the kind of music that we love here at home and with what is acceptable maybe on a Eurovision stage? There's
so much talent in Ireland. Of course we would have the ability to win it again. It's just how, I don't know. I mean, I think if we just send in songs every year trying to outwit whatever pattern is going to occur, well then it's, you know, it's probably not going to happen. I think you know, if we do it in a more natural way, I think it might happen. I mean, you know, don't forget Brian Kennedy came he did exceptionally well. And you know, to say that, I think he came in at 9th or something like that, but like, to say that he did exceptionally well, he really did, you know, because of the way the whole system had changed. And you know, there was a point where we thought it would never come back from the Eastern Bloc countries, and then, you know, you've got Sweden last year, and then I think it was Germany the year before, and so it certainly feels like it's moving back towards our direction.
We're now taking a little bit of time out with the one and only Linda Martin. Linda, welcome to Limerick, my hometown.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks for dropping in as well. I'm delighted to see you.
No, I'm delighted to see you too. I have to say, I absolutely love the show. I saw it in Dublin last week. What can audiences expect if they haven't yet come to see the show?
Well, they can expect our own songs, which we all won with, but then we're going back in time. You can expect Volare, you can expect Ambition Freedom, and Gina G, just a little bit. All of the really, really best known songs from Eurovision since it started.
Obviously, Eurovision winner, why me? We all know it, fantastic. But last year as well, you were a Eurovision mentor. I mean, how was the experience on both years? How did it vary?
Oh, Jesus, Leanne, for God's sake, it's like chalk and cheese. You know, when we were there, first of all, there were only about 25 entrants, and there was the full orchestra. We'd only 2 days rehearsal, and then we did the dress, which went off to the juries, as you very well know. So it was a short week. It was just 1 week, and as you very well know, because you were there supporting Jedward and doing your thing, that we 2 weeks this year with rehearsals nearly every day. When you think about it, you know, trying to eliminate the countries that just weren't going to qualify, etc., etc. So it's a different beast now. It really is, and I actually lament the fact that the orchestra's not there, because that invited in the backing tracks. And there's no way a ballad sung with a backing track can compare at all, not one iota. It can't compare with a ballad and an orchestra. You know, so there's differences that I don't like, and of course the jury voting and everything, which means you God only knows what's voting for. You know, not like the old days when at least you hoped that the jury members actually knew something about music.
This is what I think. I think you should all enter as a mentor this year, as in Johnny, you, Niamh, Dana, and Charlie and Paul. What would you say to that, Linda?
No. In a word, where are we going to get those songs from? Is Johnny Logan going to write a song for everybody? And I keep saying to him, why don't you write another song, and at least Ireland will probably win again if you do, you know, if he comes up with another ballad, because that's what we've won with every year. We've won, it's been a big ballad, but I just don't know where we're going to get songs from.
Yeah.
Look at this year when we were searching for songs for Jedward, and Waterline, much as I love it, it was still the best of what came in, you know, so it's difficult, very difficult.
We are now joined with the beautiful Dana ahead of the show tonight here at the University Concert Hall. What can people expect from the show tonight? Because I know that the tour is coming to an end this time round, but I can imagine that it will have massive legs again.
It's been one of the most enjoyable things I've done. And I think too, because we enjoy each other's company and we appreciate each other's talents, you know. It's so unique for any country to be able to have, you know, 6 Eurovision winners as we have here. It's a pretty unique thing for a country, and so that makes it very special, because we've all been through the same experience, and it's a kind of like a very special little club. But the fact we all get on so well has made it so enjoyable.
I have to say, in terms of Eurovision and the way it's going now, I mean, do you think that Ireland has, you know, maybe the legs to win it again? I mean, are we producing the right stuff at the moment? We're not having the best run of luck, we'll say, at the moment.
No, but I think all you can do is put your best foot forward. It's so unpredictable what is going to kind of touch, you know, the voters, and there is political voting. There always has been a certain amount of political voting, but as long as you go out there, put your best foot forward, and what we've included in the show are the songs that didn't win it. Some of them didn't win it, but they became enormous hits, some of them worldwide hits. And you'd hear them and you think, gosh, did that not win Eurovision? So as long as you've got something of quality going out there, it's going to hit the mark, and the artist and the writer are going to do well.
If you haven't already figured it out, I am super excited. I cannot contain my excitement, in fact, because I'm now joined by Johnny Logan in the University Concert Hall, ahead of tonight's show for Best of Eurovision. How are you, Johnny?
I'm great, thank you. Like sort of, working away. Just it's nice to be back in Limerick again.
And would you ever think of writing or entering again? I mean, is that ever going to be on the card?
Asked by I can't say the country, but one of the top countries that have won it, so close to the Irish thing, the Irish, to sing for them and to write for them. to write with a writer from that country and to sing with an artist from the do a duet, and it put in my mind actually sort of being involved with writing in it. But to be honest, I got a great record as a winner 3 times, and I would be very loath to risk that reputation by doing it again. The other thing is, I'd be really loath to do it without having the right song. And to find the right song today, you would need something like Euphoria, from an up-tempo point of view, or a ballad. Because Euphoria was not just a great song, but it was a great performance by Lorraine. And it wasn't all bing bang dong ding. It was just one great singer singing a great modern dance record, and a choreographer. This guy came on behind her who didn't even look like a dancer for the last chorus and danced, and it was just so well done.
Which you sing sensationally in this show.
Oh, well, not so much that I sing it sensationally, but I make an attempt at it, definitely.
In terms of then, if you weren't to enter yourself, would you think of doing the mentoring route?
There are certain basic problems with the selection within the Irish system, and until they were changed, I don't think I'd want to be part of it. For instance, if I was to write a song for somebody, I would want to be with them right up and through the Eurovision, and also afterwards, to make sure that they're okay. It's not just about that night, it's about what you do to that person and the confidence, keeping that person confident. And if they don't win, bringing them through it and making sure that they're okay afterwards. You don't just discard people when you're finished with them. And that's I have a real problem with that.
Well, it's absolutely clearly evident that you're very passionate about the whole thing as well, and that's obviously something you need to go through.
I'm passionate about my music, but I'm also passionate about my family. I'm passionate about life,
No, absolutely. I mean, do you think Ireland can win it again?
Absolutely. I just see around the standard of musicians, it's just an awful pity that we don't have an outlet for them, for really serious and seriously good and talented musicians and singers, and we don't have the same outlets that we had 15 years ago. Nowadays there just seems to be X Factor or pop stars. That's the problem that I have with X Factor and all of these. I've seen this coming for a long time, and I've been saying it's not about Jedward or different people. I mean, I think Jedward are great. They're very funny too, and Louis has been a friend of mine, for most of my life. But the reality of it is that Jedward are in the same, they're in the entertainment industry. They're just in a different part of the industry to me. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean it disrespectfully to them. And also, there's a whole thing that surrounds that. How the people are contracted, the artists that win it, the way that they're used for 3-4 months and then discarded. It's the music industry needs to be completely revamped. We have to completely change it and start all over again.
I suppose you're never really out of the hype of Eurovision because you're so associated with Eurovision in Ireland. Yeah. But what's it like to be back?
I don't know whether you call it the hype of Eurovision. No, I'm constantly. So I would say it's kindly. I'm not associated with the hype of it. But when you win it 3 times, like sort of in the way I've won it, as a singer-songwriter, and as a writer, I think like sort of it's my own fault. Like sort of nobody else has done it more than once.
It's incredible.
When I look back on it,
whatsoever.
And when I look back on it, because also, the songs themselves, between What's Another Year and Hold Me Now Alone, I sold over 9 million records. Wow. There's been over 16 million now, so up to date, and it's a great achievement. Because I've been doing this show, I was looking through old cuttings and things like this in my house, and I found photographs of all the guys, and I found pictures of me, Linda and Niamh and Paul and Charlie at a civic reception in Dublin, and I brought them all tonight,
Linda actually showed us one of the photos. I love your passion. I absolutely love it. Something I'm going to take with me. My first chat with Johnny Logan, let's hope it won't be my last.
Absolutely.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. Cheers.
This is Leanne Moore, and you've been watching ilovelimerick.com. We'll see you soon.